All right. Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. It doesn't feel like a Tuesday, but hope everyone is doing well, feeling refreshed, recharged, and ready to go after yesterday's exceptionally quiet trading day. Nice and slow price action there, and then good chunk of that move right happened first candle of the day, and then basically not at all for the rest of the session. Um, kind of go nice little breakout and then drift. So I think we did a relatively decent job there, not making any dumb decisions yesterday. Hopefully, we can find ourselves a couple good decisions today, and we'll see what's in store for us. But yeah, besides that, not too much to rant and rave about here this morning. So maybe a rare one for you all. And yeah, let's get after it. So nothing too crazy from an economic calendar perspective. So it should just be a pretty textbook and we'll call it normal morning here today. I don't even know what normal is anymore trading wise, but yeah, let's get after it. So first things first here on ES, right? It is going to be a 1 for 3 to the upside. Green candle, decreasing volume, right? Gap down. So we've got a two-way tape here today. We're hanging out 67.84. So we'll call our starting point here to be 67.90, then 6,800, and then pushing up 810, and then new all-time highs. And I'll just go 68.50. And then to the downside here, pre-market low is 67.60. And then we're going down towards yesterday's low of day, or sorry, yesterday's low of day. So that's 6,700. Beautiful. All right. NQ, how do we feel? Similar, not so similar? What do we think? What do you think, guys? Yeah, same story, right? So nice, consistent narrative. Maybe not the narrative we want. We want maybe one of a little bit more chaos, but we'll be okay. Starting point here is going to be 25,400. So we should hit 25, give or take, right? Our pre-market highs. To the downside here, 25.2, so probably 25.1 as our starting point. Again, right, 79 points away, unless something crazy happens this morning where we get like just a pathetic range. Then I would expect that to get taken care of by the indicator. And then from there, we've got it mapped out pretty nicely down towards, even Friday's low. So a lot of space there for us to deal with. Okay. CL, the old crude mistress. Red candle, decreasing volume, gap up. So 1 for 3 to the downside. Again, kind of looks a little bit like a localized bottom. To a certain extent, right? Two kind of like arrow candles in a row that are pointing up, right? So if I were to visualize the body of the candle as the arrowhead, very much looks like that. Does not draw a good arrow with that drawing tool, but that's the idea there, right? Kind of two arrows. So potentially a little bit of a short-term low is in. I don't know, wouldn't be surprising to see a fake out through it potentially, but we do have a bit more flexibility here this morning. Pre-market high is going to be 58. Heck did I draw here? So 58 to the upside, and then to the downside here, 56.50. Same thing. We're looking ORB, fake out, then breakouts. And we'll call it just breakdown, just to differentiate it a little bit towards. And we're going 56.50 down towards 56. And then our 5% limit here today is approximately 54.07. So 54.50 we'll have to take it to. I'm just Sandy checking here. Yeah, 54.50. Okay. Sweet. All right. The old Apple 2 out of 3 to the upside with volume, sorry. At all-time highs, I believe. I have a beast. Tesla. Green candle, decreasing volume, gap down, going into earnings tomorrow. That's kind of fun. I can't believe it's earnings season again. That's besides the point. Microsoft, green candle, decreasing volume, gap up, 2 out of 3 without vol. Amazon, again, 2 out of 3 without. Pretty big gap up. NVIDIA, 1 for 3 to the downside, non-trending PA. AMD, technically increasing volume, so 2 out of 3 to the upside. With vol, I could type. Meta, green candle, decreasing volume, gap up. So again, 2 out of 3 to the upside. Out. Netflix, 3 for 3 going into earnings today. And then Google, green candle, decreasing volume, gap down. So 1 for 3. And then kind of sadly, I guess, if we want to call it that, VIX hanging out at 18.59. So implied volatility or implied range here today of about 1%. It's most we've seen in about a week, which is a bit disappointing. I had a lot of fun trading that heavy volatility. I'd like to see if it could return in some context. That would be fantastic. But hopefully today, just in general, is just a smooth trading day that gives us a little bit of a less teeth grinding type narrative, right? Kind of felt like yesterday when we were watching price action. Everything was just moving so slowly relative to what we saw there last week. Things were not giving huge amounts of range on an intraday candle. And there just felt like a lack of enthusiasm to a certain extent. Now, that's not an objective assessment, a subjective assessment based on, comparison to previous week or previous days. But yesterday definitely felt different than what we saw Tuesday or Monday or even Wednesday, Thursday last week. So got to be a little bit careful there to not get stuck in the backwash of a personality change in the market. Doesn't mean I'm going to be overly cautious here today. I'm going to take it the same like I did yesterday and the same I did on Friday and Thursday and Wednesday and Tuesday. But really just going to be about making sure I'm making high quality decisions this morning. I am not compromising just because I want to trade, and putting myself in a situation where it's easy to make good decisions more than anything else. As much as we get paid for our P&L, or we think we get paid for our P&L is a second order consequence, right, of making good trading decisions, sticking to our rules, trusting our plan, ignoring the little irrational voice in our heads. And that means that our job here today is to be, lack of a better term, sociopathic executioners, right? We can't allow emotion to drive our decisions here today. We need to just be kind of like ruthless killers and, yeah, take advantage of what the market gives us, right? There's always a smart sounding reason to not take a trade or a smart sounding reason to cut a win early. It never feels like there's a smart sounding reason to cut a loss early. So we're at like odds, I guess, with our intellect to a certain extent if we tried to actually trade our system properly. And that ultimately is the objective we're working towards. The other reality here is that as traders, I don't know what the percentage is, maybe like 60 or 70% of the thoughts that we have intraday just simply aren't true, right? We don't have to believe every intrusive thought we have. Most of them are actually designed to not make us more money, they're designed to make us feel more comfortable or safer, but that's an outdated and antiquated sensation, right? We're no longer on the hunt for saber-toothed tigers. We're on the hunt for A-plus setups, and our psychology is a little bit different now than it needed to have been in our smooth brain ape days. So today, all about making high quality decisions, right? Control the variables we can't control. If it says it's an entry, it's an entry. If it says it's a don't take this trade, it's a don't take this trade. There's no feeling like I'm owed one here today. There's no, I need to take a trade so everyone here watching thinks I'm a good trader. There's none of those types of sensations. It's all about being deliberate and decisive. And if I'm able to, basically execute those actions within the context of my trading plan, I'm sure everything is going to work out just fine here this morning. And if I choose to break rules or skip steps or ignore risk procedures or think I'm smarter than the market, then I'm sure the market will find a way to humble my dumb ass and make me realize that I should be a little bit more deliberate with my decisions. So excited to see what we have in store here today. Turns out we did get a little bit of a rant and rave this morning, but excited to see what the market has in store for us. And hopefully we can put ourselves into some good trading situations. I'm just going to go grab myself my cup of coffee and we'll jump back on here in about 50 seconds. All right. Okay. So that's market open. Let's see how she behaves. Good morning, Christina. So far, I would say pretty small range, right? All things considered. 2.5 points on ES is pathetic. I mean, less than 20 points on NQ is not exactly anything to write home about. As much as I love being out west, I'm really struggling to get used to trading in just absolute pitch black darkness. it's Still struggling to wrap my head around that a little bit. Like I get a notification on my watch when the sun's 10 minutes from rising, and it's always at like 7 a.m., 7:30. I'm like, what the hell is going on? I grew up out west here. So I live now about 3 hours from where I grew up. Like when I was trading in the UK, right? Like when I was working institutionally, my workday trading day wouldn't start till 2:30, I think. I'd be in the office earlier, but you'd be in the office from like 2:30, nice and gray in England, and then it'd be pitch black by the time you end. Now it's the opposite. Feels weird. All right, bit of a better range there. 40 points. It's a little bit more reasonable. Nice. That sounds pretty interesting, Chris. I don't have a problem waking up. Just go outside, you take the dog for a pee, and he's hard to see in the darkness. Not a huge range on ES. I would say that's probably more concerning. A bit better on NQ, almost 50 points, 47 and a half points. A little bit more reasonable. Yeah, we've got a two-way tape here, quote unquote, non-trending PA. So we're going to be a little bit more cautious to start the session off. Excuse me. Not sure if that's saying too much, but I would, I guess, agree. Oh man, the months without sun, Sean, I would really struggle. That would be really tough. Yeah, Florida is very, very appealing. Maybe one day. Call me old fashioned, but uh if I choose to move somewhere, I kind of want to go somewhere where I don't end up on a Palantir list. Kind of nice to live somewhere where the government doesn't know you exist or doesn't care. Okay, so again, not really too much going on here yet. A little bit better on ES, but not the volume profile we would need yet. Maybe a little bit of an indication that NQ could be breaking out here to the upside. If we could get that volume to also support that narrative, that would open us up quite a bit. Yeah, government's just a little bit too intrusive. They already destroy me just from a tax perspective here in Canada. Like, do they really need my firstborn too? Kind of nuts. Not that I have any kids, but they fucking suck. Interesting from CL. Very, very punchy volume. CL behaves so weird off the open. I'll have to wait a little bit here still. Not convinced by this. It's too slow post confirmation. Like just getting stuck for 10 seconds at a time at a price level, which doesn't feel what you'd like. Now it's moving a little bit. See if it tightens it up, maybe. Better looking candle might make my life just a little bit easier. Still no increasing volume here yet on NQ. Same thing on ES. So a little bit of deja vu to yesterday. Maybe not fair to call it that yet. But not enough to be like complete personality change yet. And I'm just on the 2 min right now. I'm going to switch to the 3 min just a second because it was the most nearest candle to closing, right? Good volume again on this. Oh, that's so weird. I hate when it gaps down intra candle. That's not a good look. Every time I add background music, Nate, it tends to screw up my ability to upload the videos to YouTube and get them edited in a reasonable amount of time. So when I have a little bit of background music, my processing time for my live streams ends up being like 48 hours versus a couple. And then when I go to edit up my trades and all that kind of stuff, then I end up getting my trades edited from a week ago. Like there's like a 5 or 6 day delay effectively then on when those happen. And that's a bit of a pain in the ass. So yeah, I understand. Probably my voice is a bit annoying when I'm trying to rant and rave a little bit. But yeah, I do it out of convenience for my video editor and my ability to watch back my trades. All right, we maybe have a chance here for some increasing volume. Question is, will we get a good setup trigger here? Got to crack under those lows. Come on. There it is. Okay. So we're going to have an NQ set up here to the downsides. So we're looking for now 255 stop loss. We'd like to see this thing fake out a little bit. Might not. All right, guys, let's focus up here, right? We've got a setup. Question is just, will I get a chance for the reaction I want here? Yeah, we need to see a little fake out above. I'm not sure I'm going to get. If I don't get the look here on the 3, it's gonna happen on the 5-minute as well, right? So we can be a little bit patient here. Again, still no reference price, right? Because I haven't gotten quite that fake out that I'm looking for. So we're going to be watching both the 2-min here and the 5-min and the 3-min to see which one gives us kind of the tightest risk reward entry or gives us an appropriate risk reward entry here. So we're going to have plenty of options. Okay, could very well happen here, so be patient. We're looking for a little fake out above 255. If that does happen and it effectively becomes like a trampoline bounce, then we're back in play. If not, right, then we're also setting up here for a potential reversal scenario because that volume is very impressive. Now stop would be 260. It'd be higher now. So this now probably screams more reversal than breakdown. Let's see. Ooh, maybe not. Maybe. All right, so I'll call this more of a reversal setup here now than a breakdown setup. And this is specifically on the 3-min time frame. So 10 seconds here. Find all the buttons. So for now, this would be what it looks like. We're not really expecting it to fake out probably under low of day. Good. So now we're looking for a long, right? We're not looking for a short anymore. Let's see if it gives us a little fake out under that 231 or 232 approximately. Okay, there it possibly is. It's a good little elevator bounce. So stop loss would be 227. And now we want to see a gentle pullback here kind of towards previous low. Not sure we're going to get. That was a pretty aggressive bounce. So it didn't give us a chance there for an entry. Not a big deal. Like only in my most aggressive dreams would I have ever gotten that entry, and that would have been realistically one where I would have had to have chased, which is not not the thing I want to be rewarding. If this is strong, it'll give me more than one chance to enter. Because we have that fake out here established on this candle, I wouldn't necessarily need to see a fake out on the next one prior to an entry. So now we're kind of looking for just things to tighten up from a position sizing and risk reward perspective. Let's see. I would say that the closer it finishes towards that blue line, the higher probability of there is of another fake out, if that makes sense. So I still have everything set up for now. 227 as my stop. Reference price 233. So let's see here. I'm just going to wait just for a couple seconds if this thing pulls in. There's that 233. Okay, so again, still just watching here very carefully. Haven't seen it go under 233 yet. There it is. There's that possible fake out we talked about. And let's see. So now we're looking 217 stop loss. Okay, looking sharp. 227. So looking at 10 points, 2 contracts. And now I'm watching here, guys, under 227. Come on. Yeah, not giving us a chance for that entry, which is the most annoying thing it could do. We can look at this now on the 2-min, though. That's fine. So stop loss would be 237. Reference price here would be 244. Again, just take your time to set it up. Don't chase. 237 stop loss. Okay. Sweet, guys. So I am in average price 242 with 3 contracts. So far, so good. So far, so very good. Okay, got to be a little bit careful with this pullback. But so far, so good. I'd like to see it close above 260 here. Just under. Kind of annoying. Okay, so again, watching this little reaction here around 260. Like to see it explode through this level effectively. Kind of doing that a bit. So much, much, much better little reaction. Let's even keep going. Give me some separation here, you freak. There, it's starting to push. Fantastic. For whatever reason in my head, feels like it's not moving as aggressively as I would have wanted. I'd like to see it speed up a little bit. Just got that written down in my journal. Again, candle needs to close above 260. Kind of feels like maybe it could be stalling out here a little bit. So I'm going to try to close as P&L is increasing here. Does feel like it's drifting lower here now. Come on. Nice work, Jason. That's fantastic. Guys, so I'm out of this trade. I am out of this trade. Closed at 247.50. So maybe that feeling I had that it wasn't moving as fast as expected was for sure a good signal. Why are you getting in at 261? What, Joe, that can't be an entry, man. That cannot be an entry. At 261 and your stop loss is 237, your risk management no longer makes any reasonable amount of sense. And you're taking on a disproportionate amount of risk. If we lose on that trade, right? So if we got stopped out, you would have lost $700 more than you should have. And if you made money on that trade, you would have lost $1,500 more than you should have. So to be honest with you, man, very, 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 very bad decision. 261 chasing your entry there is not acceptable. If you get in like 247, I can get it. 261, fuck off. A waste of your time and energy. Okay, so no signal to the downside here until we get a crack and hold under low of day. I don't know how you would have gotten 216 as an entry either when it didn't hit that price. So sounds like bullshit, Joe, to be honest with you. Did not hit that price until it just now. So I'm not going to deal with these sloppy details. Sharpen your shit up. Yeah, disappointing trade for sure. Yeah, I mean, I can't chase this at this point. We're too close to our target. Yeah, Nate, I don't know how that's possible. Entry was at 242, so getting an 8 points worse entry and then a 40 point or 20 points worse close. Guys, this is really sloppy. We can't have 30 points of difference on a trade just because you're chasing. That's horrific decision making. That's $900 difference, Nate, if not more. Guys, where are our details here today? Really bad. I draw out my blue line for a reason so that you know where I'm looking for my entry. So that when I draw it out, you're looking for an entry below that blue line. And when you see it, you click submit. You're going to be getting 5, 6, 7, 8 points worse from me as an entry and then a 22 point worse close than me. You're not trying to trade. You're trying to gamble and hoping that I pick a direction big enough so that you have a good day. That's not going to work. You're going to get fucked. Sorry to be a grumpy, cursy guy, but as such sloppy details, guys, it's such a waste of your money to take trades like that it is really disappointing to see. All right, so we're looking at another possible fake out entry here. We'd like to see now a fake out under 233. There it possibly is. Because your number one job as a trader is to control the variables you can control. If you get a rush of blood every time you have to make a trading decision and you're going to ignore every single trading rules, you're screwed. And no magic words, no amount of one-on-one calls, no nothing can fix your problems there. So be more proactive, not reactive, because it is a huge waste of your mental capital. Yeah. 30 points difference is completely unacceptable. Again, guys, I draw out that blue line for a reason, right? When I draw out that blue line, I'm not drawing it 2 seconds before my entry. I am drawing it out 30 seconds, a minute, 90 seconds before I enter a trade. You have all the information you need before we ever make a decision. Stop being lazy and actually look at the stuff that's there and make yourself some money. You will not make any money chasing trades 30 points difference. You're screwed. You do that. Respect the game a little bit more and respect yourself a little bit more, because that's completely the opposite of what profitable trading is. And what should have been a $300, $500 win turned into a $1,000 loss. It's not acceptable. All right, let's see a little fake out under this 209. I'm not going to deal with any of these chasing bullshit here, guys. If you're going to choose to be undisciplined, I'm not going to try to bail you out. That's your decision. Now we're looking a little fake out under this red line first. If we get the correct reaction, then we'll set up an entry. Okay, so again, still waiting for that same fake out spot, right? Nothing has changed there yet. Still got a lot of information we need to gather before we're willing to take a trade again. Yeah, I can't get over that 30 points of difference. That's ridiculous. Because the YouTube delay is not the reason why you're chasing trades or why you're getting a different price than me. It really is not the reason. The most annoying excuse. Okay, so now we're possibly looking here. Again, we like to see a little fake out here lower. Right, see where it establishes support, and then we try again. Okay, so we'd be looking at a 237 stop loss by the looks of it. It's the same spot the stop loss was last time. Maybe a bit of a weird, funky decision there. Let's see if it fakes out lower. All in people's heads, Kiki. So we're looking 236 stop loss. Reference price of 242, we'll call it. Because that should have been a trade. Everyone made money. It's got nothing to do with honesty. It's calling out people for trading like idiots. If you want to be profitable, you have to avoid your obvious mistakes. The most obvious mistake you can avoid while you're watching my stream is to not take trades with stop losses that are 15 points larger and entries that are 10 points worse. Shit's not rocket science. We're looking under 242 and we want it to be a gentle pullback. We're like 3-4 points away. So watching here carefully. I was way too fast. Be patient. That's going to be the fake out. So now stop loss is going to be 227. And we're already looking for an entry here once you set up your order window. And I'm looking for a gentle pullback here. Let this candle close. I think I can get a little bit of an overreaction discount on that candle close. Let's see. Okay, guys, I am in. Average price 234.75. 234.75. Stop loss 227. Okay, let's see if we can push. Not the perfect early reaction, if I'm being super honest here. Okay, looks like I might have survived a worst case scenario, but I don't know if I like this. Well, there's my stop loss. Again, maybe try this again. All right, see if we can try this again here. Entry was just early on that, right? Thesis wasn't necessarily wrong, but entry has been early. So we're going to try this again here, potentially if it sets up. We're looking for just a tight risk reward ratio to justify taking this risk. I could do stop loss there. That would be really interesting. 233, we'll call it. It's called slippage, Hunter. Were you paper trading or was that in your eval account? Yeah, it's just paper trading slippage. Investopedia, that term, when you have some time. I'm not going to explain it right now, and I'm looking at an entry. Not the appropriate time to deal with that. 231 stop loss, it would be here. All right, guys, I'm back in 236, stop loss 231. There's your retest. And there's the stop loss. A little bit fakey here at these lows. Try this one more time, 228. Just a little bit early on all my entries here, it seems like. A little bit unlucky here so far. Just to get shaken out of this before it moves. Not the end of the world. Down about 400 here on the day so far. All right, back in business. So this candle established a fake out, so I don't need a fake out lower. Let's see where it finds some support. 241. It's maybe a bit too aggressive still. Let's see. So I'd have something like this here. $241 stop. Wait. To be honest with you guys, I don't like you guys bragging about making up different stop losses. Not a good process. And that 237 has been a couple times here. Like, it's cool to make money, but it's not sustainable to make money by making up your rules as you go. Like, you won't keep it if you trade like that. Okay, so now we're looking at 237.50, entry under 249, so 12 points of risk approximately. It'd be a 2-contract play here. Maybe we can tighten it up on the shorter time frames. I'm not going to get an entry here now. There's details to, again, very sloppy, which I don't like. Losing money is not a bad thing. Losing more money than you should because of sloppy technique is a bad thing. Making money because of sloppy technique is an even worse thing. Okay, so still interested here. Question is just where's the appropriate risk reward ratio? Find support here first. And ideally not 237 as our support. Still would have called out an elevator bounce. That's better. So 251 has the stop loss now. 25. 251. Instant. Didn't quite pull back to my entry zone here. That goes 50 seconds. Okay, let this candle close. We should have another chance here in a second. Bit annoying, but that is what it is. Got the direction right. Seem to get shaken out before it goes. So that means, right, we got to really focus on the quality of our execution here. Chasing it is not going to get you paid. And I'm going to focus this on the 2-min because that gives me a better risk reward ratio. So stop loss here would be 270 for now. Let's see if it establishes that fake out first. Doesn't look like it. So stop loss for now, 270. And this thing is ruthless. Everything's set up. 25, 270. You got a few seconds here till this 3-min closes, at which point we can reset again. Then we do something like that. 277 would be the stop. Okay, watch the fake out lower here. Okay. Still just no elevator, so I'm being patient. This is enough volume, 1018 candle, increasing outlier. So yes. Right. Okay, so stop would be 274. I'm looking for a pullback under 280 here. Hey guys, I am in 279.50, 279.50. Stop loss 274. Let's see, this might stop me out instantly here. Yep, just did. Try this again, potentially. Getting the curse of the shake and fakes. All right, try this again. 268 stop. Okay, wait. Too slow so far. Inside bar is fine. There's your little fake out again. So 258 stop loss. Oh man, this is ruthless. So sitting about minus 900 here so far on the day. Very much one trade away. Okay, let's see if this fakes out and then bounces, or if it's committed to faking out under this 251. It's a good bounce. $253 here. And again, I'm going to watch that pullback under that blue line. It's got to be nice and gentle, right? Still a little bit too fast. Better. Hey guys, I'm in 256. Stop loss 253. Stopped out. God damn. Very small loss there though. $240. Take that all day. Now I'm going to reset. Sitting on 1140 down now. Can't trade that. There's a downside crack. Not on the 3-min. Honestly, can't believe I got stopped out on every trade on this move higher. That's crazy. And maybe we have a chance here for a move towards 200. Stop would be 241. I'd want my entry to be like here-ish. So about 90 seconds till next 3-min candle closes. About 90 seconds till the next 5-min closes. So both of those maybe have a higher probability of giving me an entry. A little bit mean today with this price action. That's life. A little bit of a messy trading day here so far. Fine, right? Is what it is. Keeping the losses small. We're taking our shots. We're putting ourselves in a situation where we're one trade away. Ultimately, all we can ask for. Now it's just about finding the right reaction, basically. Have to look something like that. It's a very tough pullback for us to get. That'd be within like reasonable striking distance. I could do that either. Can maybe do something along those lines. Starting to get pretty tight. Again, it's set up for now. Stop would be 242 or about 241. Just round it up. You're looking at something like that ish. Still need like a 10-point pullback, if not more. Or I need a tighter risk reward ratio so I could look for a move under 200 towards that 100. Well, inside bar is fine. A very good flush there at the end. So this is going to set back up for us here. Except now we're going to be targeting a little bit of a further move. Looking at a 214 stop loss for now. Give it a second. Now we want to see that elevator rejection. So I push your stop like 216. Maybe higher. Maybe even here. Seems more. Oh, 233 is the stop for now. 233. Yeah, that's why I'm waiting. Okay, there's your first attempt inside the zone. So starting to watch here carefully. Moving just a little bit too fast. There's our possible fake out higher. As I'm watching NQ, guys, I'm not going to switch to a different ticker when I'm looking for an entry. Okay, so we're looking at a 239 stop now. And potentially higher. Very good little elevator rejection. So we're looking at a 243 stop loss. And let this candle close. We got 10 seconds. Let it close. It's going to set up to be an overreaction. So just be patient. Okay, so looking at a 245 stop. Or let it settle. 248 it would be now. Got an elevator reject here. And then we can look for an entry. So far, no. It's starting to look like it's squeezing higher. CL, I'm going to be very limited here with just how much space it can actually go down. So I don't care that the volume is there. just too close to the exchange limits or the prop firm limits for it to be worth my time. Still watching on this 2-min. This would be my confirmation here, right? This 1032. And it's a 1032 candle, not the 32 price. Again, seemingly little fake out under low of day. We could be still in play here for a move back up for like that red to green reversal. We feel a little bit, I'm in the cuckoo's nest trying the same setup here again, but market doesn't care about my feelings. Cares about my ability to follow my rules and manage risk. Still moving just a little bit funky. Like I don't have any conviction that this stop loss is going to hold yet. Okay, not a bad little close there. So we're looking at a 246 stop loss. Oh man, it does this every time. Not giving me a chance for an entry. Ruthless. Don't really want to have a stop loss here, 250. Might have to though. Okay, watch this thing, how it closes. Yeah, we're still relying off of this 1032 as our confirmation. So let's see how it behaves basically at that 256. If it breaks out, then we flip that to be our stop loss, right? No rush yet. Okay, now we're going to do that. Stop 250, call it 255. Too fast, way too fast. Here's your fake out, 241, we'll call it. Just temperamental price action today. The old trigger finger starting to get itchy, wanting to do dumb things. Hey guys, I'm in 246.50, stop loss at 241. There's your retest. And not a great early reaction. Don't like. Gotta push aggressively here. And I feel maybe a tad early on this. Yup, got stopped out. Ruthless. Because I don't look at pre-market highs and lows, so I don't care. Yeah, I mean, that's honestly the thing we've been doing here so far, right? Keeping the risk really tight, keeping the losses really small. It's a bit annoying, but it's the way you make money in a choppy market. You don't widen up your stop, you tighten it up so you have more shots. It's fucking annoying though. It's like every time we get stopped out at rallies, it's like, oh my god, how much torture can a man take? Fucking We're looking at a 249 stop loss here. Let's see if it holds. $246 now would be the stop. Young dude, you need to go through the start here section of the Discord. All those questions are answered there. Not fair for you to be asking me those when I'm looking for an entry. Guys, I don't have any secrets here. Right? I'm not hiding anything. I'm not trading other tickers on the side that you guys don't know about. Oh, yeah. Stop with these conspiracy theories. They're really fucking annoying. Okay, still watching here. Rather this 246 with the entry under 253. Still looking for that 253 for now. That's, I mean, I literally just spoke it out of existence there. So now I'd be looking stop loss like 258-ish, reference price 263-ish. Target up here. Can't seem to buy a green entry to save my life here today. So, first thing to reset, right, is posture and breathing. Once you're feeling annoyed, make sure you're sitting up straight, right? Make sure you're breathing well. Make sure you got your nicotine gum. And that last one's just a joke. Okay, so again, we're looking here. So we're looking for a 272 stop loss. Everything's going so fast. All right. 277 would be the reference price. 25272. Ruthless. Nope, Nate, I'm not. Pay attention, man. I'm literally looking for an entry here. Fuck off, dude, honestly. Pay attention. I'm going to tell you when I'm in a trade. It's going to be clear and obvious. Like every intrusive thought doesn't need to be a question in the live stream. Focus up, man. You're costing everyone else money here with this bullshit. Fuck, man. Like I missed my entry because of that shit. No, Susan, I'm trying to make money for everybody and to make good trading decisions. And people refuse to play by the rules. We're looking at a 284 stop loss for now. So let's see if it can pull in. It's fine to ask questions, guys. It's not fine to like waste time with stuff that you can prepare with before. I'm very clear and obvious when I'm making decisions and when I'm entering trades. I gotta wipe your ass too. This is not gonna work. So looking here. Okay, and I am in 289.75. Stop loss 284. Not the perfect little reaction to 800. That for sure is a little bit annoying. So I'll give it one more crack through. If not, I'm going to look to get out here. Like entry was good, and then the first like 5 points post entry have now slowed down quite a lot, which feels like deja vu to some of the previous trades we've been in. I don't like. So let's even get through 300 here. It feels again a bit like a rejection. Got to get through 100, and it's got to do it with enthusiasm. When it's like creeping up towards it, I don't like that. That feels less enthusiastic, right? So round number should crack with enthusiasm. So far, this one has been a little bit unenthusiastic. I don't really have another word for it besides that. Okay, this is its next chance here. It's got to pop. Saw 301.75. I'm kind of shaking my head with that enthusiasm here so far. The pullbacks keep getting smaller and smaller. Oh, maybe not. Come on. Hey guys, I'm out. 288.50. I am out. It's so annoying. Failed move, never bounced. It's so annoying. Fucking hell. The day where we have to work. It's been a pain in the ass. We have to work. Now we're looking for a rejection thesis back down towards lows. Please, guys, no bullshit here, right? Control the variables you can't control. If you don't know what we're looking for, don't expect someone to bail you out so that you get the information you need. Nice work, Roberto. We're looking for a short here. For now, stop loss would be 290. Hey guys, I am in 287.25, 287.25. 5 contracts, stop loss at 290. finally get some fucking follow through. Jesus. Oh. Oh, what a working man's day. Oh my God, it's doing this shit again. Come on. Come on. Flush, flush, flush. Not a great candle on that last one. Get through 280 and get down to those lows. I know you want to. There we go. Keep pushing, you psychopath. And again, guys, right? Watch your posture and your breathing here. It's okay to be annoyed. It's okay to be frustrated. Not okay to let those things influence your trading decisions. First thing that goes when that happens is always your posture and your breathing. So fantastic here so far. This should put you close to green on the day, if not green. Now it's about focusing on closing as P&L is increasing. Well done, Jack. Very well done. Young dude, how many times we got to have this conversation, man? The entry is above your blue line. If it's above the blue line, good entry. Below the blue line, bad entry. We can't chase these trades, dude. Like, you're just expected to lose more money if we're wrong and make less money when we're right. Gotta stop with this chasing bullshit, man. You can't have the same rant to you twice in one day. It's a waste of fucking energy. Unfucking believable, guys. Like, we gotta control the variables we can't control, right? Driving me nuts. It's very, very simple, guys, right? If we do not control the variables we can control, and we're taking entries that are late, or we're ignoring stop losses, or we're trading a different position sizing, if we're not controlling those variables, you are no longer copying my trades, right? If we're taking an entry 15 points worse and a stop loss that's 10 points bigger and a position sizing that's 6 contracts more, not the same trade. It's a completely different parameter. So I'm getting frustrated because it's dumb decisions that is costing you money, and then I got to spend all my one-on-one time. Spend 10 hours a day answering these questions over why you're chasing. You're chasing because you're an impatient prick. That's why. There's no magic words I can say. There's nothing I can do that's more transparent than this. They'll prevent you from doing that. It's simply just a choice. So at some point, you got to start making better ones because you're just going to lose a disproportionate amount of money. This system only works when our average win is bigger than our average loss. When you chase trades, when you're impulsive with your entries, when you skip those steps, those ratios get destroyed and this game becomes rigged against you. This game only works, guys, if our math makes sense. We take entries that are not inside the entry zones. We size our positions inconsistently. We are just going to lose money, no matter what your win rate is. Like I've made so many resources for people, so much stuff in the Discord, in the start here section, in the how to trade with DTR section, in the trading docs that will solve these problems for you. They'll show you how to improve your technique. And what should now be maybe a minus $700, $800 day for people is needlessly minus $2,000 for others. That type of P&L difference is not sustainable. And I'm not going to let that go because you're not going to get better if you don't learn the difference. I deeply care about how successful you guys are with your trading. It is extremely important to me. And on the flip side, it is extremely demoralizing when we choose to break rules out of pure laziness or impatience, or because we can't control our impulses. Like, we're fucking adults here. Shouldn't have to tell you to just do a basic level of preparation. It's crazy. Show some respect to the market, right? This game is far too competitive to just show up and hope you get lucky. No one makes money that way. So why think that you're going to be the exception? Doesn't work. Like, if you didn't close as your P&L is increasing there, why not? Right? Instruction was very clear. Check your positions tab, James. Orders will show you what's active but hasn't executed. Positions will show you what's executed. Maybe I have another setup here to the downside. My confirmation, that's my fake out. Stop would be 292. We're going to fight through this. We're going to finish green. But the only way that's going to happen is if we control the variables we can't control. Sloppy chasing bullshit because you can't control your emotions is not going to get you there. Okay, now we're looking at like a 278. Call it 279. Hey guys, I'm in 274.50. Stop loss 279. Beautiful. Fantastic reaction. There it goes. There's your 1600, 1700, 1900, and I'm out. 251. Exit price 251. What did I tell you? Boom. Let's go, Joel. Nice work, guys, right? Control the variables we can control. We make money. We skip those steps, we get fucking punished. I know I'm a grumpy prick. I'm a piece of shit sometimes. I get that. But I promise you, it is not because I dislike you. It's because I want you guys to be excellent traders. That's it. Let's go, Corinna. Nice work. And a great decision, right? Got in, got out. Boom. Oh. I say this to everyone, guys. When I was learning how to trade, sat down next to a guy named Steph. And for the first probably 6 months of working with Steph, I thought he fucking hated me. Right? I thought he didn't like me because every time I asked a dumb question, he would chew me out. Or you tell me I'm an idiot. Or he's like, oh man, like I told them not to hire you. Here we are. And he'd always prod me, right? And for a very long time, I thought that Steph actually hated me. That, he thought like that he wanted me to fail. He was going to tell my boss he wanted to fire me, all this kind of stuff. But it was actually the opposite of that. He was emotional with me and he was hard on me and he yelled at me in his garlic breath because that was his way of caring, right? He was emotionally invested. And so he cared deeply. So any feelings of hatred that I thought were purely self-imposed on him, right? It was my own insecurities that I was reflecting and passing on to him and giving him that authority over me. when it wasn't the reality. Like, man, I haven't worked there for 7 years. And every 6 months, I get a message from Steph saying, hey, man, want to catch up? Let's go grab a dinner. Hope you're doing well. He doesn't have to do those things. All right. He did it because he actually cared. But get it. I'm not like everyone's cup of tea here. I'm not necessarily the easiest person to work with when I'm trading. I get that. But got to show this game respect. We got to show each other respect on in here. Because everyone here has got the same goal. We all want to make money. We all want to improve. We all want to get better. When we choose to ignore those things that make us better, it's my job to say something. It's not pretty. It's not easy. I embarrass myself in here on the daily basis. But you know what? If that's what it takes for you to get your shit together and make money, happy to do it. I always say to you guys, right? I can't promise you every day is going to be pretty in here. Certainly won't be. But I can promise you every day is going to be honest. I'm going to share with you exactly how I'm feeling. I'm not going to hide or run from those things. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Because like I said, this game is too competitive for us to worry about our little feelings. They don't do anything. And I promise I'm never attacking Nate or Renee or Todd or Willard or Jake. I'm attacking you, the trader, not you, the person. So I promise you guys, feedback is never personal. Always because I want to see you win. And I'm very committed to that. I'm very serious about that. So my objective here is to not waste your guys' time. And the base expectation here is that you're not here to waste mine either. If we're going to skip steps and hope that we can make up the information just by showing up, you're disrespecting the market and you're disrespecting what it takes to be profitable. Joe, I'm not the Nick Saban of trading. I'm not paying any of you guys under the table to say nice things. Oh, felt good though, guys. That last trade felt really fucking good. And that last trade, $2,400, makes your day and then some. Oh, and breathe, guys, and breathe. What a fucking life. Yeah, your rules don't change, but you will build up a buffer, right? So your drawdown won't always be a fixed 4,500. Once you're above a certain threshold, then you have it, the entire portfolio effectively as your drawdown. Oh. How's the internet in India, Kiki? Oh, I'm just looking at my journal. My intrusive thoughts today are fucking horrendous. Well, just Joel, the longer or the larger drawdown you maintain, the higher probability you have of basically never losing your account, right? So, I mean, as a minimum, I think, yeah, you should try to maintain your $4,500 of minimum drawdown after withdrawals. So once you pay yourself, right, any P&L that dips into that drawdown will leave you with less. Generally, personally, for my prop accounts, I like to keep about 10K worth of buffer in them. And then in each trailing window, any balance I have above 160, I'm pulling. And then once I'm eligible to take a full payout, I'm taking it. Yeah, I had to fight through some demons here today, team. Sorry for sharing that with everyone. So yeah, you can. I mean, James, I'm doing the X on my chart too. I find that to just be faster. But if you're paper trading, the trading view algo or whatever, the paper trading algo, it's making up your fills effectively, right? So it behaves a little bit different than actual market dynamics. I wouldn't necessarily put too much stock into that when things move very, very quickly. It opens up a little bit of flexibility for some glitches or for some dumb behavior. Oh, what a life. Here's here's a funny thought for you guys. So I was supposed to be a lawyer, right? That's what I trained for at school. And just thinking like, what if I actually became one, right? I'd be dealing with a client, and he would have left his a piece of hair at the crime scene. Be yelling at him for not controlling the variables he can control. I'm probably pretty lucky that I ended up trading, not defending crooks and criminals. I mean, criminals just funnier. I don't think I would have been a criminal lawyer, but you don't get paid if you're a criminal lawyer. But that was just a thought going through my head there. Yeah, very first trading job was while I was still in school. So I ended up working for like a physical prop firm, something like What's it called? There's a big one in New York that does a bunch of YouTube videos, but effectively something like that. And yeah, so I ended up working there. I was trading FX at the time, commission only. I had desk fees of like 2,700 a month, and I kept 30% of the P&L that I generated. It was very stressful. Trading with 2,000 to 1 leverage good times. And so I would trade from about 7:30 in the morning there to about 2:30 in the afternoon, and then I would bus back or take the tube back to school, jump in for my afternoon lectures, get yelled at by my teachers for skipping class, and then do it all the next day. And then I worked there for a little bit over a year and 3 months, something like that. And it was through that job that I got introduced to the hedge fund I ended up working at. And then when I started to trade equities and different asset classes, that's when things like really changed. Trading FX at the time, at least, was very news driven. It was during the like Greek Eurozone crisis. And so you ended up just trading a lot of like news events. I wasn't necessarily trading very technically at the time. And so then transitioning to trading at a fund, and that's where I learned all these like volume concepts and like a lot of the risk reward stuff that we talk about. That was really hammered home to me at that period. And that's what I would say I started to actually become like a trader. Knowing what I know now, thinking back to like how I was trading currencies. Oh, I was a gambler. 100%. All right, so let's see if we got any juice left here. Main issue I'm seeing is basically just a lack of volume, right? That's showing up, right? We don't have outlier volume. So I'm a little bit concerned that it's now just going to be a mindless, endless drift. Yeah, a lot of money left on the table here today. Couple trades I should have closed up 1,500 or at least up 500 that I closed pretty much at entry, which is disappointing. So a lot of self-inflicted wounds here. All right, one sec, guys. All right, how's everyone feeling? Everyone feeling okay? Yeah, fire away, Austin. Yeah, 100%. I agree with that. Yeah, it's like it's a double-edged sword, right? To a certain extent. The way that I like basically my coaching style, for lack of a better term, is like I don't have a filter in my head, right? I'm saying every thought that comes through. I'm trying to, yeah, basically say every sensation, every feeling I have about a trade. I'm trying to not think. I'm just trying to say, right, for lack of a better term. And that maybe sounds a little bit uncontrolled, but I'm trying to give you guys like as raw of an access as I can to what my brain is going through in the moment. But I do get distracted by questions, 100%. And yeah, I struggle to sometimes not be able to answer them or to not be able to respond. And so yeah, I for sure get that feedback. It's something that I agree with. But I don't really know how to do it another way because this doesn't work if I have to start hesitating when I'm saying things. Right? Things move too quickly. There's too much important information that you guys need. So I don't really have a very good alternative to it. The only other alternative, right, would be to hide the chats completely and not discuss them or like not answer questions to them. But I think that that would be a smaller positive than the negatives are. So I obviously appreciate the feedback. It is something I agree with. And yeah, it is probably the thing that drives me the most nuts sometimes. But I think it's also more valuable for me to be raw and unfiltered than to be picky and choosy with how I say or what I say, if that makes sense. Like fundamentally, I am a deeply flawed person, same way that everyone is here. And so I'm not particularly embarrassed by those things, not really. But yeah, I don't know how to do it better at the moment. And maybe that's a limiting belief. But I would rather, yeah, I would rather be fully transparent than hesitating. So it's kind of a binary, for lack of a better term. And I say this all the time, but the person who I am when I'm trading, the intensity I have when I am trading is different than what you guys deal with in one-on-one calls. And I don't mean to say that I'm Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde or other way around or whatever it is. But there's yeah, there is a certain intensity that's required to trade and to trade well and to trade at a high level. And I think when you're in your zone of focus and you're trying to be in your flow state, when things poke you in the ribs, it hurts more, right? And so you get more dramatic reactions. Not to excuse myself. I mean, I'm 32 years old. I'm an adult. I should have a little bit more self control. But yeah, but my internal calculus is yeah, I would rather be raw and transparent than picky and filtered. So for now, I think the pros outweigh the cons. I mean, you guys are probably a better arbiter of that than I am. But yeah, I don't want to. Like I said, I'm not trying to hurt your guys' feelings. I'm not trying to attack any of you, the individual. I'm attacking your trading always, and I'm not like I don't hold grudges. I don't remember. Oh, like James was asking annoying questions today. I don't like think about that the next day. It's not like that. Sorry to call you out there, James. Yeah, you weren't asking any annoying questions today. So it's like I'm not remembering these things, right? I'm not keeping track. I'm not keeping score. I don't want you guys to feel um yeah, like as if I hate you guys or something along those lines. This is not the reality. Sometimes hate your trading, and I hate my trading sometimes too. And when I don't trade my best, I'm sure my insecurities come out into how I'm communicating in the stream. I get that. 100%, Robert. I mean, I'm even thinking that in my own head. All that stress for nothing. Oh, what a life. Like, and the other thing is, guys, right? I bring a lot of my own baggage, right, to trading. Like when I played sports growing up, I always did the best when I had coaches who were very hard on me. And again, it's not because they didn't like me, because they expected big things from me, right? People don't generally commit their emotions to someone or something if they don't care. So yeah, I for sure have quote unquote blow up days in here. I get that. Not a super attractive quality, but I think it's better than the alternative. I don't want anyone here to be a losing trader. I really don't. I want you guys all to be winners, and I think it takes a certain element of frankness to get there. This game is really hard. The margin of error is really small. And so if we skip those steps, we don't make money. Yeah, like you guys, like it goes both ways too, right? Like you guys can tell me to fuck off too. Like it goes both ways. Right? Like I'm not so sensitive that I can't take feedback. Yeah, I mean, Dave, I think realistically people do, right? 90% of people are doing the right things and they're putting themselves in good situations and they're controlling those variables. But it's one of those things you can't solve for 100%. Yeah, I mean, if I'm going to trade something here now, Chris, I would like to be a little bit longer time frame. So like 2 min is good, fine. But we've just seen such like bouncy and sloppy action that I'd like to see things spread out just a little bit longer, remove some of that signal noise. Like it's outside of the kill zone time. So it would have to be a tremendously special setup to be interested. So like this, right? This is setting up as a possible breakout through the opening range. This is giving us that green to red. A little bit nicer than this green candle here that's still got its wicks to deal with. That's what I'm looking at for now. We'll see how this thing closes. Let's see if we can put a ribbon on it here. So good close, increasing outlier volume, largest volume in a while. Formalize that red to green setup. Well, let's see if it finds some support here. Well, that's a good standard to be held to, Tony. Appreciate that. So we'll be looking at move towards 400. Let's see if it finds support here. Still a little bit of a slow mover, so not quite. Okay, so I'm just gonna start to set it up here. Stop loss would be 309. But we're waiting. We still haven't seen the correct reaction to look to jump in. There's our possible fake out. Now we want to see it basically trampoline higher. That's not a big enough bounce yet. Okay, so now it would be 303. And I'm be waiting. Still haven't seen the right bounce. So being patient. It's a little bit better. So reference price, we'll call it around there. Okay, held higher highs. That's fine. Still would like to see a reasonable pullback here. I don't get the off entry here at 314 to 320. And it is doable, but I prefer still this. We still got 20 seconds on this 2 min, so this could also give me a tighter risk reward. Let's see how this thing closes. This is our confirmation, right? This 1146. Okay, so for now it'd be a 318 stop loss. Like something like that. Let's see if it fakes out lower first. There's the possible fake. That's a good bounce. So 315 would be the stop loss. And I'm looking for just a gentle little pullback here now. Hey guys, I am in. Average price, kind of a shitty fill, 320.50, 320.50 average fill price. Not super enthusiastic about this reaction. Keep pushing, keep pushing. It's a little bit slower maybe than I would have expected on this. Had that happen a couple times today, and both times I've had that feeling it's been kind of a rejection spot. All right. So I'm closing, guys. I am closing. I'm out of this trade. I am out of this trade. 321 exit price. There it is again. Made 50 bucks on that. But just not the right reaction. Deja vu to the first trade of the day. Maybe it's a waste of time to keep trading now. Yeah, at the very best, I was early on that. So again, maybe this wants to set back up. But the very best, I was early. Is not a great best case scenario. You don't get paid for being early. Now let's see if we can find some support off of like 320-ish. That would be 316 stop. Stop on the last one was 315. So this almost would have stopped us out. Arguably, probably will here in a second had we not gotten out. So I think a good decision. There it is. All right. I'm not going to place any further trades here on the day. I'll take it. Excuse me. I'll take it. Coffee went down the wrong pipe there. Have one green. Good man, James. Good man. Yeah, not the sexiest P&L day here in the world, but I will take it. And trades today. That should be, I don't know, 20 days in a row or something like that. Kind of sad to see 8 accounts only. Yeah, today was very intense, Bonnie. I would say a bit of an outlier day. Like was more emotional today than I needed to have been. Oh, that might have to be a business expense. Absolutely. Chris, if you're still here, jump on in a few minutes. All right, guys. Final call for questions here. Final call for questions. Emotional, or my journal entry here for the day. Bit of an emotional trading day. Intrusive thoughts were darker and sharper than they should have been. Had to fight lots of self doubt here this morning. If I wasn't green right away, I was pretty much wrong today. And being early created some of that extra hopium, stress, anxiety, etc. Self-imposed extra pressure on myself by then expecting to be perfect instead of expecting my ability to follow my rules to be perfect. So changing my scoreboard like that intraday made life a lot more difficult than I needed it to be. About halfway through the trading day, I really forced myself to change my internal dialogue, focused on resetting the posture, then telling myself I was going to find a winning trade. 30 seconds later, I did, a monster. So today I did a good job resetting psychologically, did a bad job getting that emotional, and need to sharpen up my BS for tomorrow and have a stress-free session. Any questions there, team? 5 units. My risk was 5 points. That last trade, or the second last trade. All right, I'm assuming you mean the one that gave us good follow through. Yeah, that was 5 units. All right, guys, final call here, final call. All right, well, if no further questions, then same deal like always. Hit me up outside of market hours. I'll do my best to get back to you as soon as I can. Straight line continues effectively, but this PNL run of form, right, has not been because of days like today necessarily. I would say today's probably been one of my sloppier trading days in a while. Been because we followed our rules, we've closed trades as our PNL is increasing, and we've not made emotional decisions. I don't think I made too many emotional decisions. Like from a trading perspective, I don't think I placed any trades at a tilt here today. But I do think I changed my scoreboard on myself to a certain extent and made things more difficult for me than I should have. So we'll attack that for tomorrow. Fresh perspective then. But yeah, same deal like always. If you have any questions, hit me up outside of market hours. I'll do my best to get back to you as soon as I can. But otherwise, have yourselves a great day, team, and I'll see you all tomorrow.